My microphone is broken, so we're just gonna have to deal with that today until I get a new one. All right, 1118. So we see Yamato basically still in Wano. Honestly, I'd like to see where this goes. Not much to talk about there, right? All right, on to the next. We see the Iron Giant falling into the ocean, and Lord, that I didn't realize how big it was, but god damn, that thing is huge. It is Titanic, like. Oh my god. Like, if you look at the panel, just his head alone is bigger than one of those battleships. And those battleships, I'm pretty sure, are 60 meters long. God damn. The size, though. Wow. Wow. Like, if you think about it, the Colossal Titan in Attack of Titan is 60 meters tall. That's the same length as the battleships. If you add like maybe 30 or 40 more meters to the 60 meters, then I think you might get the length of the giant's head, of the Iron Giant's head. That thing is huge. It's colossal. But yeah, it was just great to see the full scale of the Iron Giant. All right, next, we got the people and their reactions. The thing about One Piece is, I like how political it is and how similar it is to the real world. For example, you see in this panel, the people are figuring out the truth. The citizens just go straight to the propaganda, and I think they do that because it's more comfortable to think the pirates are responsible than to think the world government that's actually looking after you is responsible, because then the reality sets in and it becomes a lot more scary. So I think for a lot of the characters in the One Piece world, blaming pirates for everything, it's not just that they don't know that all pirates are evil. It's more of a, well, some aspects of blaming pirates comes from being comfortable at blaming pirates, you understand? Just the very idea that the government can be against you is scary enough. So it's best to just, what? Blame the pirates. Next, we have Luffy escaping with the giant, getting onto the ship. He just looked so freaking happy. And then we see Bonnie. She's turned Vice Admiral Doll and Bluegrass into children. And Baby Doll looks so cute, honestly. She really, really does. And the fact that she turned one of the mechanical sea beasts into... I didn't, like, okay, let me get my words together. I didn't realize that she could manipulate non-living things. Like, the question is basically, could she apply, like, give me an alternate future where this island is made out of lava or this island is made out of ice? So theoretically, could she apply giving alternate futures to literally anything? Because if she can do it to the mecha beasts, which are basically iron and wires with sentience, if she can apply that to that beast, could she apply it to other inanimate objects? I would like to hear your comments about that down below. And then in the background, we see Luffy meeting Oimo and Cashew, which just felt so nice. It gave me flashbacks of Water 7 and Enies lobby. Amazing times, amazing times. Then we see Marcus Mars coming in for an attack. Only a few pages later, we then see Bonnie. And I'm like, wait! Bonnie, are you about to do what I think you're about to do? Because then Luffy says, this is my form when I'm most free. And then she asks for basically a future where she's most free. I wasn't expecting this. It was definitely a theoretical idea that was definitely possible, but to actually see it on panel, I'm like, yeah. Oh Lord, it was good. It was really good. One thing I noticed was, in the manga, she basically asked her devil fruit to give her a Nika-ish future in the past. And that basically gave her the body of Nika. Well, not the body. She didn't assume the full white cloak and everything, but she definitely got the Gear 3 hand in the past. When she was fighting against that Cypherpole agent. I'm pretty sure that was a Cypherpole agent. But now that she's with Luffy and she's seen what Nika looks like, I think her asking her devil fruit to give her a future where she's most free, and then what that future looks like is basically Nika, a version of Nika, gives her basically Bonnie Nika. I really like that idea because then it shows that Nika is the embodiment of freedom in the One Piece universe. The very idea of freedom is what Nika is. That's what he embodies. So Bonnie asking for a Nika-ish future versus a future where she's the most free, it shows what Nika represents. She wanted Nika, so she got basically one of the aspects of Nika, basically. But when she asked for total, complete freedom, she basically embodied Nika itself. I just really like the fact that Oda took his time to put that in there. It's just good. It's good. I mean, I'm gonna guess there's most likely some controversy in the community about having two Nikas at the same time, but I'm sure Oda's gonna find a way to level it out. She can't be Nika 24/7, you know. Definitely can't. No, we can't have that. And then finally, we see the Iron Giant in the sea. I think we see him sense Luffy. Honestly, I'm really hoping we get to see a very in-depth, detailed backstory for Joy Boy, which I'm sure Oda is going to do. I'm really sure it's going to do. Alright, that's chapter 1118. Let's move on to chapter 1119. One Piece chapter 1119, Emeth. In chapter 1119, we basically see Yamato in the cover story. She's getting stoned by kids who resent Kaido. And obviously that would make sense because most of these people, their entire life, they've just grown under the oppression of Kaido. And seeing Yamato, who is a child of Kaido, obviously some people, due to ignorance and lack of understanding and not knowing her backstory, obviously, they are going to resent her because she represents their suffering from the past. So these kids, obviously, misbehaving, but they need to fix up. Fuck them though. Alright, the chapter starts with Kaku. Kaku tells Tusa to leave because he doesn't want Lucci to kill her. And I think she should just take his advice, leave, join the Straw Hat crew. Or the Giant crew. I don't know. Just leave, Stussy. You're too cool of a character to die in this way and be forgotten. So I recommend she takes Kaku's advice. Plus, if Lucci gets there, he would definitely not hesitate. He will just kill her, hands down. And this time, it wouldn't be like she wouldn't have the advantage of a surprise attack. It's just gonna be a direct one-on-one between her and Lucci. Then we get to see Luffy and Bonnie. Oh god, they look so good in this panel. Like just seeing two niggas, basically Adam and Eve. It's giving Adam and Eve. Like it kind of is. just vibing, just sneakering out. Just oh god, it's too good. Yeah, One Piece, man. I'm so glad to be alive for this. I really am, honestly. And then you see the Giants in the corner. They're just loving to see Nika. They're just enjoying the vibe. Their god is here. They are just having the time of their life. Their culture is basically Viking based. So that whole theme of Valhalla and going to battle, and now their god has appeared. Like what? What? Like they're having the time of their life. So Mars is still coming to attack. Luffy then tells Bonnie, Sanji, and what's his other name? Frankie. Tells them to basically attack him so he can do this weird attack. Oh, there's this panel where Luffy just looks demonic as hell with his face all charred up and okay, he looked too cool there. He looked too cool. He looked weird but so scary at the same time. Just him holding Mars' wings. That shit just looks scary as hell. Like, he ain't going nowhere, nigga. I got you. Oda done a great job. His art so far, cooking. Then we see that panel of Sanji, Bonnie, and Frankie gearing up for the attack. When Sanji went E3, yo! I wasn't expecting to see E3. I wasn't expecting to see E3 at all. Last time that I thought we saw E3 was when he deflected that light beam from Kizaru, and Kizaru was actually surprised. Because then, when he deflected it, we saw flames and some lightning sparks, like, which basically emphasizes how hot the fire is, that the fire is turning into plasma, which is basically lightning. Like, it just felt so good getting to see E3 again. It just felt so good, man. Now then, when it comes to Luffy's attack, I think he like sucked in Mars into his body like he did with Cracker on Whole Cake Island. And then basically had everyone attacking him while Mars was in his body. And then because Luffy is rubber, that's a lot of kinetic energy being stored. He then turns into a balloon, which forces Mars flying really far away. Like, that's how I understand the attack. That's how I understand it. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. Next, we see Luffy in giant form punching, what's his name? Saint Peter punches him in the face with armament haki. Now the thing is, Luffy is in giant form. He's using armament haki. Can I see any? Like, I just want to see any other giants use armament haki. Please, please. I just want to see him. Like any giant. But I think the reason it could be easily done by Oda, but maybe he's not doing it because he knows how overpowered that would be. Like, you're already a giant, and you're doing Ikaku sovereignty, and now you want to add haki to that. I mean, Ikaku sovereignty might be haki, or it might just be the pure force, wind force of Broly and Draghi, like doing your swing. But at the same time, though, like, give them haki. I want to see some overpowered giants with Conqueror's haki, or armament haki, like, or Rio. Like, please, please, please. Well, Rio is technically the same thing as haki. It's just a different variation of armament haki. So please give it to the giants, please. And then we see the Iron Giant punching Top Man, and I'm like, wait, the fact that there's actually damage is wild. Like, ain't no way. And the Iron Giant comes out from nowhere, boom, and he breaks a tusk, and I'm like, it was just very shocking and surprising for me. Just wow. One Piece, Atlas. That's the name of the chapter, and in the chapter cover, we basically see Yamato, Denjiro, beating up some kids. That was funny to watch. Yeah, it was nice to see Denjiro again. It's been a while since we've seen Denjiro. I wish we saw him more during the Battle of Onigashima, but hey, it is what it is. We're past that. Well, we're way past that now. In the chapter, we see a flashback 26 years ago, and this is at Punk Hazard. We see the little dragon, which I'm pretty sure that's a dragon that Zoro killed in Punk Hazard. This is why I like Oda. The things, he brings back things that make you remember former arcs, which makes you appreciate those arcs even more. He just gives you more context towards many, many things. Like, it's so hard to not appreciate his work. It really is. He does such a good job. So the next thing is, we find out Clover is a D, and his brother basically got killed for bearing the name D, and he had to lie that he wasn't a D clan member so that he could survive. Hence why he's motivated to find out more about the Void Century. And it's unfortunate that he had to die or go out in that way. However, dying in that way is what motivated other people to keep pursuing knowledge about the Void Century, like Nico Robin and even Vegapunk himself, because when Vegapunk went to Punk Hazard, he seemed like he was trying to deny the fact that, damn, your death is not going to make me research the Void Century. But it did. He was just in denial at the time. He definitely did. Just experiencing something so tragic, just like Clover did with his brother, it would definitely make you more curious about what the Void Century is, why people are getting killed. Like, really, why people are getting killed for researching it? Like, why? Is it that big of a deal? It would make you curious, hence why Clover did his research, hence why Nico Robin did her research, hence why now Vegapunk did his research as well. And unfortunately came to the same fate as Dr. Clover. It's just sad, but again, I love Oda for doing this. It just brings so much deeper meaning to his stories. Next, we see Atlas punching the hell out of, what's her name again? Lilith? Yo, when she did the snap, I thought she snapped Lilith's neck. I genuinely thought she snapped her neck. For like, oh god, I was so scared for Lilith. I was like thinking, wait, do we have two people betraying us? Are you on York's side? But then she goes out there, gets Ethan out of the way. They do the coup de burst. The coup de burst had a very, very nice art. Like, the art was very, very good. Like, I'm glad Oda got them eye surgery, because, ooh, his art is doing really, really good lately. Like, genuinely. Then we see the Iron Giant communicating with Luffy telepathically. Now, I'm beginning to think this telepathic communication is just the voice of all things. It might be the voice of all things, genuinely. Or this might have been the way people from the Void Century communicated. And it might have been a very common thing, a very common occurrence. Now, this makes it seem to me that, okay, this might have been a special thing, but then everyone from that era who is still alive is still using this telepathic communication. Like, to them it seems so easy, it seems so second nature, hence why it makes me feel like, okay, this might have been a very common way of communicating in the past. Or it might just be the voice of all things. But then is the voice of all things the same as the telepathic communication? It might be, because when the voice of all things is being used, it has the same kind of symbol in the manga. At least I think it does. I have to go check. This next part was really funny to me. Just watching the Straw Hats. Every single time they see a robot, they get really excited. Just watching them get excited for the iron robot, and then it's about to fire and blast, and then it goes poof, and then they're shouting, "Watch out!" Yeah, I just really found that hilarious. That was kind of funny to me. I don't know if you found it funny, but I found it funny. Yeah, I just like One Piece, man. That was hilarious. It just seems to be the one thing that brings them all together, or one of the many things that brings them together. Or at least the boys, anyway. Makes them really excited. You get Chopper, Sanji, Frankie. I've never seen Zoro get excited for a robot. Maybe during pre-time skip, but not after the time skip. I don't think I have. Next, we see Ethan slicing Atlas. I'm pretty sure she dies right there. And oh, she had this very cool line. Oh, what did she say? I think she said something along the lines of I'm just a helping hand, and then she exploded like a kamikaze fighter, just killed herself, I think. Or did Ethan slicing her up, is that what caused the explosion? No, you know what, from the way I'm reading the story, it definitely gave the vibe that she kamikazed herself. She exploded herself, definitely. And I think that explosion actually helped propel the ship even further. So, which gives them much more of a chance to actually land in the water than to land on land. Then the Iron Giant says something along the lines of, can I use it now, Joy Boy? Like, what is he gonna use? What is he gonna use? I'm kind of like, I'm wondering, like, you've been rusted for a while, so that thing that you're gonna use, is it actually gonna work? I hope so. And then finally, we have Gold D. Rogers' name finally being corrected by Vegapunk. Vegapunk says his name and is putting him in a good light as well, basically emphasizing the fact that he found out what the Void Century was about, and he most likely got it from the purest source. It felt nice watching the world hear Goldie Rogers' name from a different light, you know? Like he did all these things and not many people knew about it really. You just knew about the One Piece, but what the One Piece actually is, or what the One Piece is referring to, not many people understood the magnitude of what Goldie Roger actually did. But hey, now people will know it's actually Goldie Roger, not Gold Roger. Hey, that's that. That took longer than expected. I'm gonna have to cut that down. Oh god, my hair. But yeah, thank you guys. I'm gonna now read chapter 1121, and then I'm gonna get that video out as quick as possible. Yeah, thank you guys for coming. I need to get myself a new, what's it called? I need to get myself a new microphone, so because it's gonna sound very echoey in here. I'm gonna try and reduce that in editing. All right, thank you guys for coming to my channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.